back.
Okay, and you can play this. Play it in your backpack.
And then you'll step it out.
Yep. And you can get your stuff out.
My diaper out?
You can leave your diaper in there because we don't need your diaper right now.
Can I leave this out? Can I bring this out?
No, you can leave it out.
Can I bring this out?
Yeah.
And my diaper out?
Mhm.
And my pencil diaper?
Sure, you can put that out.
And the pencil blue weather? And the pencil weather? Donut? This is not that time. See? It's my blue weather. Where's my muffins? Mommy, where's my muffins?
We don't have muffins. We have pretzels, animal crackers, fruit leather, and Ritz crackers.
And this.
Here, let me see if I can get cartoons on here. That might be better for you.
Can you open my donuts? Can I open my... Can you open my... Can you...
How do I get back to the... Let's see if I can figure it out for you.
It's a lot harder than I remember being.
He got me
Final
crowns.
stuff.
He got me crowns.
I did get you crayons.
Yeah. I don't have a real big coloring book. I'm sorry, but we got some things to color. So here. There's some pages in here, okay. What's that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then there's crayons. Gee. Okay. You can use the whole box if you want, all right? Mommy and I are going to talk for a little bit, okay?
Go.
Before we get all started, I just want to go through some logistics of everything. Well, what's your first name? What's your birthday? And you are mother to, what are their names? And you are married?
So we're working through a divorce. I don't actually know if it's final or not. They said, since we worked through mediation, they said we'll get something in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked online and it's updated. So we've submitted everything for it. It just has to be signed off by the judge. So that's where we're at with.
Okay, so you've actually gone through the court system, signed divorce paperwork?
Yeah, so through mediation, we submitted everything to her, and she said everything's good, just the judge has to sign off on it, and
Okay.
then we get something in the mail.
Okay, so
It's got to be getting close.
currently married then, but it's at the
Yeah.
short of getting something that says it's official.
Right.
Okay. And that marriage was with whom? Okay. And you guys all in common? Are your children together?
Yes.
Any other kids?
Nope.
That you have? Okay. Any other kids that he has?
Not that I know of.
Fair enough. All right. And you are living right now at the... And do you know where he's living?
I believe he's at...
How long have you lived together?
I don't know. He said he moved in a couple weeks ago, but he had some receipts that were he was in Seattle that weekend, so I don't really know. It's been mixed things what he's told me, so I'm not sure. I'm assuming
Okay.
he's been there for at least over the weekend.
All right. So it hasn't been very long.
No, just barely moved there.
Okay. And your custody agreement is, what's the custody arrangement with the...
So, I've had the kids full-time until he's moved into his own place,
Mhm.
and now we've worked doing 50-50 Mondays and Tuesdays are his,
Mhm.
and Wednesdays, Thursdays are mine, and then we alternate the extended weekends.
The Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
And is it your weekend then?
I also watch, because he says he's at work, and
Okay.
so.
And are you working right now?
I'm not.
All right.
Professor? You can take a nap if you want.
I'll put on the iPad. I don't know if movies or something. Okay, so divorce, and how is your current relationship with?
There's a lot of threats and bullying. I try to just minimize like the texting at all. Last night he kind of blew my phone up and was kind of acting different, and I just didn't want to talk to him. Didn't know what he kind of got himself into, and so our relationship isn't like awesome.
How long were y'all married?
Would have been 11 years this Halloween.
Okay.
So.
And just together 11 years. What happened with you two as far as marriage goes?
So there was a lot of like lies and manipulation. He traveled all the time, sometimes like a month at a time for DirecTV and AT&T, and then this last year I found just some videos, a lot of like gay activity, and I kind of kept it to myself until I knew for sure. He started to do a lot of bad business deals with people that just had many people come to us say don't do business with this type of person, is not a good person. I kind of let him deal with the funds because I was doing everything for the kids. They kept me busy. That was my full-time job.
Mhm.
And so just started to find a lot of stuff, and then finally over the summer we were on a family trip, and I just kind of felt like I needed to confront him and know for myself. And he kind of flopped that whole thing on me, said I'm crazy, there's no way he's doing all those things. He said, I'm crazy, I need to get a mental eval, and he took the kids from me to his parents. And I kind of just kept my peace because I knew, I'm like, okay, I know I'm not crazy, and I know truth will stand, and so it'll be okay. And, it's been okay. We've been able to work through doing 50-50, but there's still been a lot of, like, money he owes me, a lot of excuse why he can't pay it to me and stuff. So I feel like he's stressed about money to an extreme, which has worried me, and I've noticed some different behaviors with him. I don't know for sure, but I've heard that he's been taking drugs, ecstasy, which is like a more common gay thing. I guess I don't know. I'm learning all about all this. I've noticed he always has sunglasses on, even when it's dark and I go to pick up the kids. He's got sunglasses on. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten to a point where there's been so many lies I don't believe what he says anymore. So I don't know how to. We're just doing it the best we can, the back and forth, trying to just not see him as much. If it's in a text, most of the time he tries to be more sweet, and then, in person, more like the bullying, manipulation kind of stuff. And so I feel like the less I say, the less interaction I have with him, and just kind of stay calm is usually better with him.
What's your primary way of communicating?
Just through phone.
Okay. Telephone, or is it text or something else? We
try to just do text, and so he called me a ton of times. Last night he said, can I call you? It's important, and I just over and over calls and texts, and I kind of felt like something was off, and so I just didn't answer. This morning he said, I've had a bad day, and then I responded this morning, and I said, he said I just want to make sure the kids are okay, so I was like, yeah, the kids are fine, like they were in bed when you called, and we're getting ready for school, it's early in the morning, I hope you're having a better day. But yeah, I try to only text. That's why it was weird when he was like, I need to call you, left me a message. He said, I don't want to talk about it over the phone.
Did you guys talk at all last night?
No, I just texted him this morning.
Okay.
So.
And what did you text him this morning?
When or what?
Both.
So I just said, yes, the babies are fine. They were tucked in bed, getting ready for school now. Hope you're having a better day. And that was at 6:52 a.m.
Okay. Sorry, with everything, there's a lot going on, so
yeah, that's fine.
I apologize. I'm just pushing some of the messages off. married for a while, and then you said, you found things. Tell me more about that.
So I found a video of him dancing at a Pink Pony Club, on another guy. I found text messages between him and his business partner, a lot of, like, gay talk, found gay pictures. I found, like, he would do business with someone, lie about money, where it's going, kind of. And honestly, I didn't really know a lot of the business he was doing. I kind of just let him deal with that. I just wouldn't know where he's traveling, because he traveled all the time. So I just, we just knew Dad's gone a lot for work, and, but when his business started to go bad with AT&T, he invested all of our savings, with a guy who lives here in Gilbert, who a lot of people then came to us and said, don't work with this guy, and ever since then it's been kind of.
How long ago was that?
I think he did the final investment, like, in March.
Okay.
So he put, just shy of $200,000 into an insurance, business. And then, he just became really stressed about money, traveled. He said he's been traveling to Vegas every week for some sort of business. So, and I don't know if that's confirmed and true, that's just kind of what I've been told.
Okay. And so you said you found some things that made you believe that he was gay, and then, you mentioned drugs. Tell me more about that.
I just noticed his behaviors, kind of like ups and downs, like he would be, he lost like, I think like 70 pounds in two months. I've known him for 10 years, he's run marathons and never been able to lose that weight, and so everything kind of just seemed a little bit off. And then I noticed some days when he didn't have sunglasses on, real just like depleted, low energy, really depressed when we'd drop the kids off, and other days, like the next day, he'd have sunglasses on, standing up tall, just acting like a total, everything's fine, total confidence. He had mentioned that some of his guys in his company, I don't know the correct terms on it, but taking it like through the bottom. And so I don't know if they would do gay sex after that to have that. I don't know. Just it kind of, all the pieces kind of came together, like, that would make sense why he's been a little bit stressed out.
Did you ever see any of the drugs?
I didn't.
Okay. And then aside from the videos on the phone and everything, did you find any other pornography or anything else, or did he ever say anything related to any type of homosexuality or being gay or anything along those lines?
He was very defensive over anything gay, always. Over the top, like, that's gonna make me sick, like, but he would have pornography on Pinterest most of the time.
Okay.
And then say, well, I don't know how I got there.
And when you say pornography, tell me, what does that mean to you?
Naked body parts,
okay.
Naked women, naked men.
So, when did the marriage start having some troubles, some noticeable troubles?
It's been harder just because he travels all the time. But I mean, I don't feel like things were like necessarily bad. It was just hard. I would do everything for the kids and always kind of felt less stressed with that. But last October, he started to just do a lot of manipulation tactics that I just didn't have like a good gut feeling about. Like he'd say like, I prayed about it, we need to invest $200,000 in this. Prayed about it, we need to do this. And I just felt something was off. And I was okay, do whatever you feel like you need to do, but I just felt something was off. But then that's when, probably November when I started finding stuff. He did a 2-week trip in January to India, and I found like his computer between him and two. Yes. Yeah, you can need some water.
Get a small water bottle for her too if we need it.
So, I mean, things weren't bad until like last November, and I tried to just keep the marriage flowing until I knew for sure. But in end of June, like, what is all this stuff? He told me, flopped it all, said there's no way he's gay, I'm crazy. He's told lies to my family and his relationships. Like, it's kind of just been rough since then.
Okay. And tell me about the money situation, how it was in your marriage, how it's been through the divorce, and how it is now.
He's always made a lot of money.
Draw me a picture.
I don't know. He's had different companies, so he's done pest control businesses, his own businesses with his own friends, kind of. Then, I mean, if he needed money transferred somewhere, he would sometimes let me know, sometimes he wouldn't, and because I paid the bills, and so I'd be like, oh gosh, we've got $9,000 just like somewhere, and he'd be like, oh, I told you about that. And I'd be like, no, I'm like really organized, and spreadsheets and stuff, like there's, and so when that started to happen more, and he kept saying, I told you about this, there was $30,000 transferred, around March. I was like, no, for sure you didn't tell me, like $30,000 more is going into this guy's company. But we did really well. We were broke our first couple years, doing college and stuff, and then we made probably $250 to $350 for a couple years. But this last year, when business started to go bad, he decided to leave that company with AT&T, and then kind of didn't have a job for a while, didn't know what to do, and then invested the rest of our savings with this company for an insurance firm.
Do you know who that's with? So he invested in this company, this insurance company.
Insurance firm, yeah.
And when was that?
I think in March. I could find out for you. I think it was, is that purple? I think it was in March, and then as far as I know, so he linked his business accounts to our joint checking.
Okay.
So I can see all the stuff, and then it wasn't in there though, the money he invested. It went to pay off Ryan's Ridge or something. I don't know where it all went. But apparently he had a business. So when we did mediation, I just didn't feel good about all these businesses he's in, and so I just asked for it to buy me out my half, whatever, so I don't have any responsibility in those, or liability in those businesses. And so his business partner, Chris Pierce, has been buying me out from all those businesses. Divorce is final. But money right now is very short for him. Like because he has everything invested and in stocks. So I know he's brought up that he's stressed about, being able to pay child support and stuff already, and he hasn't been able to pay the full amount on reimbursements for schools and stuff like that. So we're okay though, because we've got bought out on those from his business partner. Like we're not stressed about money. Like I'll be okay until she goes to training to work again.
Okay.
So for him, I'm sure he's stressed out.
And when you say bought, I kind of roundabout talking about.
So because he invested $180, I believe. So I got $90,000 from Chris Pierce, who wrote me a check for that, and then he just paid me $6,000 from I think this was or his businesses. So $6,000 from that, and then he has something. He built computer rigs or something with a partner in Utah that he has to pay me still on. So I don't think everything's been paid out yet, but that's been enough so that we feel safe and we're fine.
And is there any more money that's owed to you right now?
Yeah, so those computer rigs, he and then there's a pest control company did with partners that went south, so he owes that, and then just reimbursements he agreed to pay back on.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was just going to say I've had kids full-time since July, and so he said he'd reimburse things.
Mommy, green, Mommy.
You've had the children full-time since July. Is that when the divorce?
Yeah, so that's when we started mediation, and the mediator said, Melanie, you guys need a quick separation, take the kids, go get a rental. And so first or second week of May is when we moved into that rental, and then he stayed in our house that is trying to sell. Yeah, so that's our home. That is the minute supposed to be closed on. We're just waiting on the buyer to sign on that.
And so from July to just recently, you haven't had the kids?
He had them this last weekend.
But
That
before
was his first overnight. He would, the mediator had set up times for him, but he said, I can't make those times, I have to go to Vegas. So I was trying to be flexible with him and say, I just want to see you. So some weekends I'd let him have them during the day, or whenever he could, that available for him.
Okay.
Hey, Mommy.
Yeah.
He has pen.
He does have his pen.
All right, so the kids on a regular basis, but now that he has a new residence, the plan was to do the 50-50.
Whoa.
Okay. And the divorce is final as far as you know, just waiting on papers.
Yeah.
And is he giving support alimony?
Yes.
How much is that?
He just paid for the first $4,300, but I need to check. I don't know if that was the correct amount or not. I need to check.
Yeah, but you have a mediator to do all the, well, not a mediator at that point, but you have somebody to make sure all that's going correctly, right? As far as the finances go and everybody's obeying the rules.
No, I don't know. Kind of under about that, just because he'll hold some hostage. Like, I'm not paying you this until evening or whatever. So I don't know if he doesn't. I just feel like we're okay. We have enough that I don't feel like I have to. If he chooses to not pay child support or something, like, we're gonna be okay. We'll survive. We've been okay with our savings. So I don't know how that's enforced, I guess.
Okay. And how do you feel about Brandon at this point? Where you guys are at with your relationship, or where it's
I don't know, I'm sad about it. I feel like, worried for him. I just sense like, I know he's stressed about money and about everything else, but, he hasn't kept his word on some of the things he said in mediation. Like, he just told a ton of lies to my family. The mediator said, why are you talking to her family, creating this triangle? You don't talk to them anymore. And then as soon as we walked out of mediation, he said, so then talk to your family, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you're going to do what you're going to do, basically. So, it's sad. I didn't ever, I kind of feel like there was a double life going on. I feel blindsided. I feel like, I just didn't see all this stuff going. I was very careful last year when I started finding out things, because, like, you never want to believe somebody's doing those things to you. But I do feel, just a little, just uneasy with his decisions lately, and the kids have noticed some different behaviors, and just want to make sure they're safe and that he's safe too. I still love him and been married him for 10 years, so.
4 kids.
Yeah.
When you say he was talking to your family, even though he said he wasn't going to, who was he talking to?
To my father and my stepmother who live in Utah.
What are their names?
Steve.
And, anybody else?
We have a huge family, and so I've kind of kept quiet about our divorce until we know kind of what the details are, and it hasn't even been final yet. He's kind of made it a point to, since he can't control me anymore, he's controlling what he thinks about me by, kind of saying whatever about me.
How is he going about doing this?
Mommy.
So our current church congregation we were in, he made sure to tell everybody that
Mommy.
I'm crazy, I think he's gay, and he's not, that I'm breaking the family up, but he's the one that is petitioning for divorce and mediation. So just everything's kind of been twisted on truth. So whereas I'm just trying to just make sure me and the kids are okay, I'm just going to let everybody think what they want to think, kind of.
Who filed for divorce? You did?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, and then who have you talked with in your family about this, or friends or anybody?
I haven't talked to, my dad sent me a bullying email, saying I was involved with things I wasn't, which is directly from Brandon. I just kind of felt like, I asked him, I said, if you want to support us, then just let us figure it out, and they've kind of tried to come in between the middle, and then Brandon's used that to his advantage by, since he's the only one talking to them, he's the one making sure.
Steve?
Yeah, to make sure he shares information he wants to with them, and so I just kind of am like.
Aside from, your kids then, do you have friends, family, church, anybody that you're communicating with for support?
Yeah, my grandma, Janice Cox, she's in Queen Creek. She's been sweet, and then, felt like a lot of people believe what he's been saying, and so a lot of people have like been kind of scared to kind of talk or anything, and so I get that when people go through divorce, it's kind of like you don't know what to say. So I've always been in it because he travels all the time. So
That's just the beginning?
yes. I'll do right here too.
Okay. So Janice's grandma, she lives in Quinn Creek?
Yeah, or San Valley.
I'm sitting too.
So aside from the paperwork, divorce is final. There's nothing else that monetarily that you guys are gonna get other than alimony and then
No, he has to pay out stuff by October 1st, or maybe she extended that. So I think it's still final regardless of whether he, pays out. Yeah, you're sitting too, huh? Oh, you're standing, huh? But yeah, I don't think there's anything we're waiting on. The house, whenever it sells, will just finalize regardless of where the divorce is at, I think. So on that, there was threats that, well, you signed the rights away to the house, you're not going to get any funds. And I did all the interiors on our new home, so I have no way of knowing if he flipped that in there. So I asked the title lady, and she said that there shouldn't be any quick claims or anything like that.
Before I get into the nitty-gritty of why I have the best meeting, should be a little more occupied with like a stuffed animal or something.
Do you want a stuffed animal?
No.
What could you do? Here, do you want to watch Peppa Pig on my phone? Do you think you can sit on your blankie and I'll put that on for you? Or Paw Patrol? Oh, Paw Patrol?
Stop. Get off us.
I'll let you work on that for a second. I'll be right back. I'll see if I can grab her a water and
Okay,
maybe
can
something.
I sit over here and you can sit here? Is that okay? Okay, here's Paw Patrol, okay? Be commercial, so you have to press skip, so don't get mad, Mom. There we go. I'm gonna sit right here, right next to you, okay? Right here.
Okay. So again, I just want to gather some of the history between you and Brandon. Tell me about your day from the moment you woke up to the moment you went to bed last night.
Last night, okay. What was it, Wednesday? So he dropped off in the morning. At the park, we meet there, so we don't have. He had come to our house to do drop off initially, and kind of got aggressive and stormed into the house to like take something, and so I just asked if we meet at the park. It's probably better. So, went to. What did we do? I don't know. What did we do? Wednesday? Did we go to Aunt Jen's house? We usually just go to the park, we run, sometimes we go to the gym.
Which kids did you have yesterday?
Mommy, it's not working.
So, I only pick up...
Paw Patrol's not working.
Call Daddy. Okay.
No, don't call Daddy.
I'm gonna call him, Lori, okay? There you go.
So
I have her during the day, and then after school on Wednesdays, I pick up my others from school.
around what time?
So at 2:40 we got there, and then it takes like 3:20 to finally pick them up at ALA, and then then we went to Santana Mall and we looked at the puppies, then we played there. Gonna go grocery shopping, but then we ordered it online through Amazon, and then we my boring life.
No.
And then then we were home, we made dinner, and then went to bed. I picked my my 4-year-old is at Legacy, so it's across the street from us, and he goes to all-day fall break camp right now, so I picked him up at 6, and then came back, we went to bed, and then Brandon started calling me at 8:30-ish, and we were kind of already in bed at that time, so I was kind of in and out of it, and just kind of felt a little unsettled throughout the night, like, is he going to show up at my house, what's going on,
So you went to the mall yesterday, who was with you at the mall?
They get out at 3.
Yay,
That's going to be...
Oh, we went to Jamba Juice, too, before that. We went to Jamba Juice, and then we went to look at puppies, so this was probably like 4-ish.
Did you have anybody else with you besides the kids?
Nope, just me,
basically, ordered food, ate at home, went to bed. Did you, do you remember what you did between
Mommy, kiss Paw Patrol.
getting Breeze to, picking the kids up?
Mommy, I want Paw
How was that?
Patrol on.
We left at 2:40, so from
Mommy,
like 2
Paw
to
Patrol.
2:40 we were at the park where I meet Brandon, and
Mm-hmm.
I was running laps around the field while she played with the kids there.
Okay.
I don't think we went anywhere because we were gonna go to the gym, but she was like throwing a fit in the back of the car, so I was like, let's just go home. So I just kind of cleaned up the kitchen and we kind of stayed home. She took a nap, and then really the only place we really went was to the park before we picked the kids up.
Okay, so I spent mostly at home in the morning of yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you communicate with anyone that you remember, as far as any type of phone calls or text messages or anything with friends or family?
I think I called my grandma. Maybe. I can look on here if she'll let me.
We can look here in a minute. I'll put it, I write notes as I go because my memory's not the best,
Yeah.
so. That phone.
I think, it was yesterday when she was, the message, I was taking a picture of her getting into the plant, sending it to family members because it was cute. I texted my head coach. I don't know if I really made any calls.
Did anybody contact you yesterday, just before the evening?
Before the evening, Brandon and I don't think anyone else.
On what happened, though, we can take a look at it here in a
Yeah.
second. Okay. All right, so the reason I ask is, yesterday we responded to a call for service, because somebody tried to shoot Brandon. Returned to his residence, and there's evidence to indicate this to potentially, and that's why I'm involved now. Do you have any idea about this, or anybody who would have any desire to do something like this?
I don't know. I just feel sick. Like I know
Mommy,
I've done like
Paw
bad business still.
Patrol.
I don't know who. I mean, such a huge group of.
Mom! Paw Patrol's broken.
Here.
That's not Paw
I don't. He
Patrol.
just has so many people
That's
he does
not Paw
business with.
Patrol,
There's no
Mommy.
like
Mommy, that's
many people that I
Patrol.
just haven't heard good things about. And people he's had around lately that the kids are so
Mommy,
uneasy
that's
about. But
not Paw Patrol.
I don't know. I know he's really stressed about money right now.
That's not Paw Patrol. No.
And this extends beyond him too, but because of course, concerned about you and worried about the kids. There was evidence of a gunshot that was received to his property, and we're really trying to rack our brains here and following as much as we can who might know something more about this.
I mean,
I can't do this.
he was doing some sort of bad business with a past uncle, and there's I just don't know, like.
Is that
So my it's my aunt's. They were like separated, but there was a case opened. My uncle Charles went to my aunt Lori's house and I guess threatening, had sent lots of threats, destroy her, and then went to that house and hit my other uncle who was there, kind of making my aunt kind of feel safe because he had been sending all these texts, and so that other uncle Charles hit my uncle in the back of the head with a baseball bat. Tried to hit my little cousin who was 15, and when he did, my uncle was concealed carry, and he shot my uncle, and there was a case open in Chandler about this. There was some concerns that Brandon was talking with Charles, and it was a lot of family drama because Charles had been cheating on her for a while and was trying to say, no, I'm not. So I asked him, I was like, hey, just don't talk to Charles anymore. We want to support Lori, you know, it's been hard for her. And he had traveled all the time for work too, doing life insurance. So, I don't text messages and emails, I guess, between Brandon and Charles, and then Charles came over to our house before this happened, and Brandon lied about it. And so there was something weird going on with Brandon and Charles, and Brandon was very defensive, like, no, I'm not talking, like, a while ago. And it felt just kind of fishy.
Charles put a life policy on your Aunt Lori?
Yes, that was his wife.
Okay.
At the time, but they were separated because he had been cheating, I guess, and they had a rough go with all that going on.
And so I'm following correctly, Charles hit another uncle.
Yes, Charles hit another uncle, went to the house, got aggressive.
What's the other name, so
Yeah, so and he passed away. He was shot.
He was the one who was shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Can I have the guppies?
yes, which one's Bubble Guppies? My other uncle.
Okay.
Who was there,
That's Bubble
He was the one with the gun then?
yes.
Okay.
And so my Aunt Lori kind of felt
Bubble guppies.
Are these all biological aunts?
just Lori and Al. Charles was married, and because he was married to Lori.
Okay,
I know,
so
sorry.
Okay,
It's
so
messy.
Lori's your actual aunt.
Yeah.
So it's your mom. Or two.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so my mom passed away when I was little.
Okay.
So I don't have a great relationship with
Paw Patrol.
Okay, this one's Paw Patrol. I don't have a great relationship with my dad. My dad came away from my mom when I was little, and there's lots of drama with that.
Okay, so Lori.
Lori's kind of she's been sweet and supportive, but she's, with all this going on, she's kind of had to do her own thing, and I've been dealing with my thing, with divorce, so.
There was another person there. Okay. Boy or girl?
And then,
A lot of unique names. And what's? And this is all investigating police.
yeah, and so I think it's a closed thing, I don't know.
Okay.
When Brandon found out about it, he tried to turn that whole thing and say, your uncle's crazy, he just murdered Charles, and he's kind of tried to put a wedge in between me and my aunt. She's just been sweet, instead of helping with the kids, been like a mom to me, and for some reason there's been some, try to put a wedge in it, and he's done business with Charles to kind of.
So Brandon did some sort of business with Charles, so we believe.
No, we did. He invested $40,000 for some juice truck in Hawaii that just disappeared. We don't know where it went. And then Brandon tried to say it's your aunt's fault. Kind of hurt our relationship for a little bit, but we realized, these men are doing business, whatever. So, I don't know if anybody I can trust. She's never lied to me. She's always
Been there for you?
Yeah, so, I know Brandon has issues with that, and he doesn't like her for some reason, and he obviously was working with Charles, so.
So Charles is deceased. Was Ty injured or anything? Or is she?
I don't think he was injured. Al got stitches, I think, in the back of his head.
Okay.
But, the other thing was, so Lori had $2 million, Charles had, a life insurance policy on him too, and so they have a autistic son together, and so when everything happened, it was hard for her. She didn't get any money of the insurance. He somehow switched somebody else who knows who, because they don't let you know for privacy laws,
Okay, so Charles had a life insurance policy on himself, and then
Yes.
when he died, the
It
money
didn't
went
go to
somewhere
their
else.
kids.
Okay.
No, so it's somewhere, somebody has that.
Okay, so money is her daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not Charles's daughter, it's a past, yeah.
Another
Yes.
bio father that Lori was with.
Yes.
Okay. Do we know what his name is or was? Or?
He had a heart attack and died, so.
So it is or was.
Yeah.
Oh, so he has passed away. So what was his name? Okay. Father, who's ex.
He had molested the kids.
Mhm.
Al has something on his record. I think he went to jail for it. He tased him in the neck. So he did go to jail for that.
Okay.
He's kind of been there for me. When Charles sent all those threats to her, he was like, I'll dispute that happens. I'm controlled security. Just kidding. I guess it looked like when Charles went to that house with a bat or whatever, he had super red eyes or something. It looked like he maybe been on drugs. He just seemed super aggressive. It didn't seem like him.
Okay.
There's just some vengeance.
relationship to
Their brother and sister.
brother, sister, okay. All right, so how does this tie back into Brandon then?
Did business with Charles. He's I don't want the kids to be around Al. And I was like, that's fine, we never see him. He drives trucks and stuff for business, and so we hardly see him anyways. But they moved out of that house, I believe, and are kind of just been like shooking up everybody, and so I think I'm just trying to have a fresher. And then I think that case is closed, so I just feel some paranoia or something with Brandon. With Charles was doing business with other people, trying to family members and stuff.
Does do all live together?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think but I think she's 15 or 17, somewhere around there. So I don't know if she's in college or if she's her own thing or living at the house. I think it's hard for them that Charles, they kind of wanted a new place.
Understandable. Do you know what that address is where they were living then? Do you know where they're living now?
No, they've kind of mentioned that they just need a fresh start, and I'm not sure what's going on in the family. If someone's like looking for them. Lori has that 2 life insurance policy on her, and so she kind of felt a threat or something through the family. Her other brother, and this is where it gets really complicated. So,
okay.
And his were involved with Charles. They were trying to group up. Charles had sent a text to them saying, Al's at the house, I'm going to distract him. So there was something going on. So I don't know. I think the police department has all the text stuff between them. But there was just threats going on, and we're going to show you. I don't know. So Brandon's close with Adam.
Okay.
And he was close with Charles, and he's close with Zach. My parents don't have any clue what's going on. They've been confused through all of this. They've just been hearing bits and pieces. It's really confusing. Somehow things have been getting turned, but I just want to make sure the kids are safe. She's always just been sweet and helps with the kids. Al hasn't been around a lot. When he is, he's super sweet. Adam's kind of has some vengeance against me. She caught him with porn and tried to help him, the intervention.
Okay.
He stole some from somebody in the family, my grandma. So he has some vengeance. So that's why with Charles they're let's, team up together or whatever.
And we're saying family, it's the LDS religion, Mormon religion, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if this confuses you. Well, I'm trying to just
no, this is helpful.
give you everything I have on it. So.
I'm trying to figure out who would be trying to shoot and kill Brandon.
Yeah.
And this adds a little bit to it. Do you have anybody in here who would actually have, that you can think of that would actually have a reason to or want to harm him?
He's gotten money from. I don't know if Brandon got the life insurance money on Charles, and if there was some agreement they were going to split it. I don't know. There's no way to even know where that's at. My aunt just said, it didn't go to us, so we won't be able to support JJ now that this has all happened. Whatever.
Do we know how much Charles' life insurance policy was?
Charles's was $1 million, I think.
And what about Brandon's? Does he have life insurance?
Brandon has one with his friend has life insurance, and I think it's a $200,000 one or something. I'm not sure. I don't know if I know the mediator wanted us both to have it, and then the mediator asked life insurance, and when all this started happening, Brandon was like, you need your life insurance policy. You need it, yesterday a little bit,
Do you have one?
I'm in the process of getting one through USAA. They need to come and do the medical exam, but when all this happened, a little bit kind of scared to have a life insurance policy. I don't know. I can't believe use this as like I feel like little and in the dark about a lot of this stuff, and it's all just going with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any contact information for
Mommy?
Have watched me from, I don't know, I have their phone numbers, I don't know if they're accurate.
if anything I can get at this point to reach out, because
Yeah. So, okay, so this is my aunt.
okay. I'm gonna check right now. Educate ourselves here now. Very good.
So is Brandon and everything, like,
Yeah, he's okay.
cause he said, I don't wanna text about it, and I was like, I don't know if he's into some, like, thing, why can't he just text me? Just text me if.
That is.
My grandma,
Sure.
you want that?
Okay.
Mommy, can you sing the iPad?
Spank my butt? I'm trying to do the old number, but I don't have the
Mommy.
number, I don't think.
Mommy.
Is it minor, but
Yeah.
doesn't really matter, just in
Okay,
case.
so
What do you have?
Mommy, it's raining.
I'm not sure if
Wheel.
the phone number or what, but,
Wheel.
and then Adam's back, I don't really have current stuff, cause they kind of sided with Brandon, I think I'm crazy, so,
And then Tyler?
have an old number for you. That still works.
When was the last time you talked with
I'm
any of
sitting.
I try to send pictures to my,
Mommy, me down.
you need down?
Dad.
Trying to just go live normal,
Hey,
as if all this stuff
Mom,
that
get it.
happened. I texted my
Mom,
salsa
you
lady
give us
yesterday,
pictures?
Heidi, health coach, my aunt,
You got a ticket.
Do you know where
I'll show
Lucy's staying right now?
you.
Or if she used is she still here in Phoenix, or is she out somewhere else, or do you know?
I'm not sure, their son's severely autistic, and she needs to get him into school, still going to this current school, or
Awesome.
not who she can trust. It's all just been kind of
Hey.
Okay.
scary for her. She knows Brandon's going to get her for some reason, so she's careful to give me any information, because I've been told Brandon's tracking my phone. He's put listening devices in my house, I've been told, so I understand she needs her space. I love her, and I miss having that relationship, like, with her, but I know she's got to do her own thing, and I got to figure out my own divorce with Brandon, so.
anything else you can think of right now related to somebody trying to kill Brandon?
I know his business partners are very upset with him right now. They didn't like having to buy me out. I know they're all stressed about money. He has, so the way that his company works, guys make money underneath him. And so I probably prevent him leaving the company. Money floating around. I don't know if I guess my first would be Adam, just because I know he has a gun, and he's been kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
Has anybody expressed wanting to do anything to him, to you?
Mommy, I'm for you.
No, I hear from people like,
Mommy, I'm thirsty.
we went to go get a new car.
Mommy!
I'll get you a water in
We'll
just
get a water
second.
in just a second, okay? I go
I
get a new
drink
car.
the water, okay?
I had a car in my own name and not his. I had the dealership. Like, I know him, like, he screwed a lot of people over in business, like, not a good guy, and I was like, well, we're going through a divorce, because he saw my last name, Gilbert Boudreaux. Like, I know that guy, I know he does business with these guys. So, I mean, it's kind of something I never knew what he was doing all the time, but there was always that, I hope everything's okay, I hope he's not doing bad business, I hope there's so much money floating around, I don't know what's going on, so. But I do know anything or it comes toward him, he tries to flip it on me and say it's me or my aunt or something, and so, yeah, I guess that's all I have.
Let me go get her a water real quick. Do you want a little water bottle too?
Sure,
We'll
that'd
be finishing up here in a minute, but
Mommy,
we'll grab waters and I
water
decompress, think about this real quick and think about
Mommy,
any
I
other questions. If you have any questions too, write them down if you might.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I want a water bottle.
He's gonna get you. He's so nice. Pick up your crayons? You've been pretty good, sis. I know we were in here for a little while, and you did pretty good. Should we clean up? Because we're ready to go soon. You like cushion? You want her here at the police station.
I want wait here.
Show me. I can't see what. Here, give me those crackers. Bring the crackers so you can put them in your bag, okay?
There's crackers. Okay. What kind of?
I don't know. Oh, they need that there, okay? They need that. Don't pull that down. We're gonna get in trouble if you break it. Uh-oh. Oh, no, it's breaking. Gotta be careful. Okay? Is there a trash in here? Trash in a pile. Okay, right here. And then we can do that.
I don't have a trash can in for you guys, do I? I'm sorry. Well, guess what? We are almost done. So, there's a couple water bottles.
Okay,
There
thank
you go.
you.
No, you probably need me to open that. Want to sit down with Mommy and me when we finish up? Okay. Did you think of anything?
No, I just, how do I keep my kids safe while they're over there if he has somebody out there that wants to kill him?
Well, there are some pieces to this investigation that are still getting put together, right? First off, is there any reason why would Adam want to hurt or kill Brandon? You know?
The only thing I can think of is that no one knows where that life insurance money is, and if it went to somebody, which Brandon and Charles were directly doing business in life insurance together, if somehow it, are they supposed to share it with, I don't know, like, always kind of acted like they were really close, but he's been really close with a lot of friends, and then it turned sour really quick. Things don't go right.
Is there anybody else that you could think of that would want him dead?
Mommy, there's no
Or why they would
spot.
want
Mommy, there's no
I
spot.
can think of is like his
Mommy,
business
that's
partners that he's working with right now.
fair.
Maybe
Mommy, there's no spot.
dress like,
Mommy, there's no spot.
it's not a spot, okay. Directly with Ryan Jarvis is not a good guy, and he's put a lot of pressure on me, and especially with me getting bought out, and with us having that joint checking, because we needed that while our mortgage was still coming out of our house. Our accounts are on there, so he said, we want Melanie cut off from that account. We don't want her seeing all this stuff.
Look at the pictures.
But I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him with that. And if he's not bringing in enough money or playing his part, I know with the divorce and everything, the income's slowed down, and so he's not been making a lot of sales. He did just have a cousin living with him for a while, and then he just left and went back home, but I thought they were close.
Okay. Melanie, would you be willing to come back and talk with me on a different day if needed?
Sure.
Okay. Do you have questions for me right now?
I definitely have
Besides the children? So, like I was going to say, I'm following some leads on some certain things. I don't know if that's correct to give you a vague answer,
Mommy,
but law enforcement, right? There's no
Mommy, can you read this to me?
direct relation right now
To me.
to believe that somebody's actively trying to hurt or kill Brandon other than this one single incident. And even then, this could be a mistaken identity type situation.
That's okay. Mommy?
Of course, Brandon's on alert right now, so, I'm gonna do my best to get some news in the next couple days. But if there's concern as far as child welfare, maybe that's something you two can communicate about. To include pickup location if he has to custody of the kids, maybe pick up somewhere that's not normal, something to that effect. He has a bunch of surveillance, fortunately there's a bunch of surveillance in the whole area, so we're working those angles as well. For all we know, it could be something to do with the previous tenants who were there, right? Previous residents. So, fortunately nobody's hurt. Nobody's actively hunting anybody, as far as we can tell. But as far as custody and feeling safe with kids and everything, it's something you guys are gonna have to work out together. Alright? And of course, questions going forward, where you think about, oh hey, so-and-so may have a reason, or oh, I heard you find something, please let me know sooner than later. Because this is still an ongoing and active situation, so. My card here, you have my info already, but that just is on card form. I'm following up with you, I anticipate, if not here tomorrow, probably mid to late next week, just for follow-up if anything, say this is where we're at.
So do you recommend just going about everything like normal, like how we have been?
Simple
answer is yes.
Okay.
Complicated answer is up to you.
The only thing I see coming is how he's kind of manipulating the system. If he's like, that did this or whatever, and try to use that to try to have the kids or whatever.
what's a clown?
What do you recommend as far as communicating with him, and if he's trying to leverage how he has, like what you recommend doing?
Well, if you don't have
makes it worse.
If you have an attorney, talk to them about it. If you don't, I would encourage you to keep communication via text, or phone is fine. I'd keep some sort of record of it though.
Okay.
This is a very unique situation that you two need to work through together involving the children, so. I can't answer the long term as far as what you guys can do with the kids. That's gonna be something you two are gonna have to work out. As far as using manipulation tactics, it's all hearsay until there's proof. If he's alleging certain things, I mean, the courts know that. You've already been through mediation to know that unless you can prove it, it's just a bunch of talk, right? So, my goal is to prove what happened and hopefully get an answer to this.
Is he safe though? Like he's